Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to 1000 Lives, a free VN that is available on Steam right now. I don't know if it isn't on itch.io as well, to be honest. It probably is. But, well, for now, let's just begin the game. I like this calm music actually. Quite refreshing thing. New game. Much like the origin of our dreams, three youths forged their friendships out of unclear beginnings. The innocence of their childhood souls knew nothing of the ulterior motives that the jaded mind of an adult might have. It's a pity that no decision knows of virtue, a fabrication which lies beyond the chromatic spectrum of consequences that adults insist on simplifying only as either black or white. So, they maintain that lies should not be told. Lying is wrong. With empty words, they wage their futile battle against human nature, pretending to know of what they speak. Oh yes, and 1000 Lies is on itch.io, so I need to remember to put both links in the description. Alright. Actually, I will write this down in a second. It's ironic how, rather than erasing lies by teaching us not to fabricate falsehoods, we learn to make them better. After all, who honestly seeks the truth? We only open our ears to the confirmations of our biases. And that's strange, because in my opinion, there is no one who is more sincere with their words than the greatest liar of them all. That is true. Probably true. Notes fell readily from my memory and onto the piano keys at my fingertips, recreating the tried sounds of Maestro Debussy's esteemed melody. I played for no attentive listeners, in no grand auditorium. Only one male fell within earshot of my tune. As weak with his words as his posture, he shifted his eyes about in a mixture of fear and doubt. Even if I were to close my eyes, I could draw his features in the void with nothing more than my memories. Every feature, every pulsing movement, the sign on his face that age had yet to win its long battle against his youth. I can still taste the crisp, bittersweet flavor my mind gave to the air on the day I found him, staring so intently at the starry sky, as if he wanted to leave the rest of the world behind. That infamous night, quietly overseen by Maestro Debussy, would change everything forever. Interesting. Come on, wanna go see how haunted that mansion really is? The boy could hardly contain his excitement as he spoke. His two friends, his only audience, frowned in response, reluctant to give him the answer. They couldn't be fooled by such superstitions as ghosts, nor were they motivated to spend their time disproving their existence, yet somehow they just couldn't find it in themselves to say no to their eager friend, perhaps due to his eloquence, or to be frank, his persistence. Their entrance was heralded by abandoned spiderwebs, ramshackle walls and frayed curtains. Unfortunately, there were no spectres to speak of. The boy had little need of his ghosts now for the trembling signs of fear that gripped his friends served more than adequately at his entertainment for the day. So, our intrepid leader took a point, taking his exploration party deeper into the dust-filled interior of the old mansion. He brought his attention to a single book laid atop an aging podium, a sure sign that no pages of content were more worthy of reading than those found within this centerpiece on display. Its words were still legible, if only just, and apart from the rest of its treatise, on keeping close relationships unbroken. It offered a dire warning. I actually like that the text is not taking whole screen, but like a bit over half of the screen on the side. Desecrating that which does not belong to you will bring nothing but punishment. That which you love will inevitably become the greatest of your fears. When during that syzygy, 3 elements must become 2. Which one will you discard? If it had been a spell from Witch's Book, the 3 elves lacked the knowledge to understand it. Nonetheless, they would soon regret having brought light to the words upon the page. From out of the darkness, shackles appeared and bound the 3 together, with unbreakable chains that only they could see. Doomed to keep each other's company eternally. Huh? Whoa. What's this about? Hey, do you think I could learn the piano? Are you serious? Why should I bother to teach you? You've had more time to learn than I have. Oh, that's not what I meant. I was just curious. Well, it's a simple question with a long and complicated answer, so here it is. No. What? Why not? Do you really need me to spell it out for you? You're the expert. It shouldn't be hard to tell me what's wrong. What's wrong? Where do I begin? For example, those sausage links you call your fingers. Sausage links. You think there's any instrument that would accommodate you? It sounds like you're just trying to make me go away. I've never heard of anyone not being able to play a piano for such stupid reason. I suppose that depends on your goals. You can bang away at the keys to your heart's content, for example. You're not very good at this pep talk thing, you know? It was a strange spell which bound the 3 elves together. Should they try to spread out and seek their own paths, the chains on their legs would grow tighter, keeping them together. But if 2 of them agreed to stay close to each other, they could grant the 3rd prisoner an extended length of distance. The links in the chains were uninterrupted by obstacles. They only enforced the proximity by which its prisoners must be held. Still, they could find a way to live with their curse with none but themselves being the wiser to it. And how could anyone believe that 3 friends have been physically bound by a chain which eludes the sight of everyone but its prisoners, passes through all obstructions, and is untouchable to anyone else? Under the premise that they used to spend all their time together, none of them thought this incident would harm their lives too much. Using their imaginations, they could manage some way to go on with their lives. Probably, you never know. But basically, does it mean that they were merged into one body? Or are just connected by some chain? In time, a change came upon them, just as the origins of their friendship remained unclear, so too would it be difficult to pin down just what had kept them united. The light of their childhood innocence would die a slow death, or perhaps even that innocence was an lie fabricated to disguise their selfishness. These were the thoughts which plagued the leader's mind as he began to silently observe the faces of the ones he once called his friends, who had now become unrecognizable to him. And unable to find the words to form his apology, he chose to simply run away. Come on with it already, you didn't come here for a piano lesson. If you've got something to say, spit it out already. But the kid merely choked on his wounds, unable to force his thoughts into the open air. You don't have to say a thing if you don't want to. You're a grown man and you can make your own decisions. You don't need me to tell you what to do. Just know that every choice comes with a price. I don't want you to come crying to me later as if I were responsible for your decisions. Through the corner of my eye, I could see that no amount of shaming language would drive him away. Yet he still milled about in his own indecisiveness. I sighed audibly, making my displeasure with our status quo abundantly clear. Fine. Do you know what made me want to learn how to play the piano? It had been an impromptu change of subject. Surprising even myself, I was never one for improvisation. Bringing it close to a piano's melody, I pushed myself away from the keys. I raised my hands up as if to display them alongside my words. I'll tell you what spurred me on to play the instrument. It was after someone told me the most discouraging thing. That with fingers as thick as mine, I would never be able to play any instrument. Interesting. So he ran struggling against his own loss of breath until the cruel chains trailing behind rose up to remind him of their limited length. But that would not stop him. Surrender was beyond his understanding now. No senseless witchcraft would be allowed to outperform his willpower. He didn't care about the blood or the pain. He would keep on running, empowered by his will, even if his leg were to break. The chain stretched with each step, with the metallic echo of the links breaking behind him. Crawling under pressure, each link in the chain warped and bent to a breaking point, struggling to match the strength of his determination. So it was that the curse vanished into thin air, leaving no trace that it had even bound anyone together. Only then did he return to his senses to find what he had bled and suffered to gain, solitude in a barren land bereft of his peers. Even his footsteps had vanished in the trail behind him. He was truly alone. Never again would he be able to find the important people he had lost. 1,000 lies. Chapter 1. Alright. Let's go. Based on a true story. Oh, okay. Based on a story. That should be true. Okay. I like this. And I know how you feel about me, but I mean, we spent a lot of time together. It's fun being with you, but like you're a great friend, so it would be better not to lose that. I'm sorry, Andy. I don't know what I'm saying. Why did you have to confess to me here and now? It's not you, it's me. Is that what you wanted to say? But the truth is that until now, I was your second choice. The backup in case the first didn't pan out, am I wrong? No, it's not like that, I swear. That's precisely the issue, Ziva. I'm tired of hedging my words with you, with everyone. I knew that nothing could ever be the same after confessing, after expressing how I felt. I thought you would accept my feelings, and I was happy. I couldn't believe that someone like me could connect with another person. Although now I see that it was all fake. I've been thinking about it, and now it's clear to me. One of us has been playing with the other's emotions without considering the consequences. Oh, that's not nice. And now we don't even have the courage to go back, in spite of finding out the truth. Don't you see that with that attitude we can only hurt ourselves? I thought I loved and adored you. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe I was deceiving myself all those times we spent together. Or maybe it was just my lack of experience. The only thing I do know is that we can't keep going down this painful road. And even so, a part of me doesn't want to let you go. Even if that means we're only friends. Even knowing the suffering that awaits me. Ciara, what are you thinking? How could you say something like that? Whispers spread throughout the classroom. As expected, we become the center of attention, and students from all of the nearby classrooms crowd around to eavesdrop. The pressure put on me by the current situation makes my legs begin to shake. Still, somehow I manage to look calm and composed. Come on, Ziva, CR, let's take a minute to calm down, okay? Don't you think it'd be better to talk about later? The next class is gonna start any moment. I don't think. You don't want to talk? I'll see. Everything's your fault after all. Huh? What did I know? So, you already knew. Nobody told me, if that's what you're worried about. I figured it out on my own. I just had to put 2 and 2 together. I don't think I understand what's going on. Would someone care to explain? Yes, Eva, do it. Explain it to him. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I ruined the lives of my 2 best friends because I was selfish. I've already been rejected. Are you sure about that, Andy? I don't want to. Ziva puts her hand on my shoulders as she tries to cheer me up. I nod at her to indicate that she can continue. Then I choose to walk away, leaving them in silence. Pushing my way past the crowd of students and teacher, I head into the hallway without ever looking back. I'm running away, I know, but there are times when being a coward is the only way to survive on the battlefield. From the hallway, I can still hear what's happening on the other side of the door. I can hear the woman I love declaring her love for another man. Ah, that hurts. That really hurts. The students inside the classroom suddenly erupt in various noise reactions. The combined sounds, defense, everything else. Even then, there's still a sound I can't ignore. My heart is broken, leaving me feeling empty inside. How foolish, I am no more than a feeble cuckold, resigned to never leave his nest. My soul is sinking further into the rain of desperation, while the world keeps spinning. I'm unable to bear the sound of everyone else's happiness. My sanity is blinded by jealousy, which in turn causes me to retreat into loneliness. I'm not even a third of the man I used to be. For what reason should I keep this farce up? I'm sorry, Ziva. I would be lying if I said that I didn't like you. Hey, then what's the problem? There is no problem. You're beautiful and immense ideal woman. I've dreamt of you many times, of us being together, going on walks while I hold your hand, even our wedding. What? I dreamt of the house we would buy, the 3 kids we would have, the names we would give them. But it's impossible now. The truth is, I'm in love with someone else. So it is true. I suspected it, but I couldn't believe it. She's here, right? That's right, I'm talking about the new substitute teacher. Everybody's alarm bells go off. In unison, everyone's gaze shoots towards the entrance of the classroom. Standing there is the wide-eyed substitute teacher, ready for her very first class. The tension causes her to drop her books. A soft stuttering noise is all that her brain can process right now. Regardless, she didn't need to say anything, not before she got cut off by sudden, hysterical applause. Great, how fantastic! I knew beforehand that something like this might happen. The silence is deafening. You can see the pity growing on everyone's faces. It feels as if the Grim Reaper himself has sentenced them all to an ill fate. You had wanted to confess before Oz did. Both of us knew what he had been planning and about his unrequited love for the teacher that the rest of this class hadn't even met yet. That's why we had to move on ahead, you out of fear and I out of despair. My words, parted by the sound of my breathing and accompanied by the sound of my steps, crashed down upon Ziva as I walked to my desk. Although the wave of reactions is crashing down upon her shoulders, Ziva manages to rise up again, purely out of self-pity. Despite knowing that, you still took the risk. I understand you, and I don't think I ever will. In the end, it seems that 2 of us had the same goal. I guess we are more alike than I thought. No, we aren't alike. My hand clumsily reaches for something, grabs something, until I can clutch something, while my face twists into a disordered smile. I convince myself that this time I'll really win and I won't let go. I can prove to you that my love is real. I can show you just how strong my resolve is, Ziva. The scissors. He grabbed the scissors. Don't do this, sir. We can still talk it over. No! No! Taking my own knife, I mercilessly pierced through my chest. I thought I was empty inside. But my hands are stained with blood. I guess I can't change how I feel, after all. Goodbye. Well, that will be it. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next game. Okay, no, seriously, let's continue. Ziva. Well, but the protagonist died, right? So, it's over! Mission accomplished! And Ian is dead! Thank you all! I hope you had as much fun as I did! The spectators begin to clap. Due to Ziva's popularity, she received the most attention. You can only hear them cheer her name. Seeing her play that kind of role is something new and bold. Something the audience excitedly welcomes. A job well done! There's no better way to start the day, right, companero? Oz helps me get up. Then I shake off the ketchup on my clothes. My shirt is a complete wreck, but what could I do? It was a small price to pay in exchange for some laughs. We aren't known as the class clowns for nothing. We eat pranks like this for breakfast. You weren't yourself. You were beating around the bush too much. What the hell was that about? With the wedding and the kids? Believe me, but it's not everybody to get confession from Ziva, even if it was just acting. It's totally normal to start picturing things like wedding and our 4 future children together. Wasn't it free? A lot of things happened since then, Companera. Ignoring my friend's reproductive capacity in his dream world, I tried to get the class' attention. The show may be over, but the NC still has something left to say. Please listen. I have something to announce, but be quiet until I'm finished. Ladies and gentlemen, and Oz. How am I not a gentleman? Thank you for coming for our little production. I do hope all of you enjoyed it. But we must forget to whom we dedicated this practical joke, someone who also had a small role to play. A round of applause for our already beloved substitute teacher. Please come up to the stage and introduce yourself. We don't even know your name yet. The target of all these shouts and whistles, our victim, stands petrified against the wall, even paler than before. At first she appears frightened, then she roams until finally she scolds and begins puffing air out of her nose like an enraged bull. What other reaction could we expect from our little prank? Right, the 3 of us end up in the principal's office. Okay, 1000 lies. It might be a fun game, really. I like it so far. Alright, it's now recess at Dujanet Institute. Oz and I go for a walk outside the school grounds. Wandering with no particular destination in mind, through the street that serves as the heart of our small town, it has become our routine. It's not even that big in the first place, but we live in a modest European town whose inhabitants thrive off a rich history and modern-day political lies. I have no idea where that might be. I've lived here my entire life, and the only positive quality I can think of is the fresh, unpolluted air. In other words, it's really boring here. Although it's still better to die of boredom than try to deal with those little brats back at the school. Damn, I never expected for it to end so badly. I didn't think it was a big deal. Even though we're pranking everyone more often than before, we haven't done anything too terrible. I don't know if that was really terrible. I might have thought that was actually actual suicide, so I guess that's just the risk we took with doing it to a new teacher. Some people take life too seriously. Keinart Lobre. Alright, I'm gonna check quickly the location of death, and maybe we'll that way be able to, or never mind. I guess that I read this already. The comedian standing next to me is Oz Ildwoin. He's a perverted, narcissistic guy who can decide whether he loves women or his self-reflection more. He calls himself a lady killer, and I can confirm that it's true. in a literal sense, from shock and terror usually. Well, to be honest, I know he has a reputation as a womanizer around the school, but from what I've seen, I'm skeptical. He has stuck to me like a parasite ever since I transferred to the school a few years ago. Since then, just like with our little play, we've wasted our time pulling pranks and being dumbasses together. I'm just faking it, but he really has a natural talent for it. Because of our infamous endeavors, no one can take us seriously. That's why we are known as class clowns above all else. In all the years we've been studying here, we've never gotten into any major trouble, just sometimes getting lectured or complained at. The fact that although it may seem impossible, has the highest grade in his class probably has something to do with it. And well, I'm just a pretty face, I guess. I'm like a lucky guy who knows how to escape before the smoke sets off the alarm. But it seems we've scared the new teacher a little too much, especially by pretending she might have an immoral relationship with a student. But what else should we have expected from an age that places precedence on political correctness? Real issues are shrugged off while everyone is off living in their own bubbles, dreading that someone may try to pop it. Basically, right now they are discussing where they should chop our heads off and which weapon to use, axe or guillotine. I don't regret it though. It really wasn't that bad, they are just too sensitive. Hey, are you listening to me? Are you totally good? Every time I get distracted, you always have your nose in the notebook. It's impressive how long it can take for Oz to notice his surroundings. Since we left, I've been writing in a small pocket-sized notebook that I always keep with me. And no, I wasn't listening to him. I don't consider it healthy to pay attention to him anyways. I've asked you a couple of times already, are you gonna show me what you're writing eventually or not? We've been friends for like 6 years. Still, you've never let me see it. I poof and close the notebook with my thumb and index finger. It's a question that I should expect by now, seeing as this fixation of mine usually catches everyone's attention at some point. No, it's not weird to write entries in a diary or to jot down ideas, neither of which was what I was doing. It's only because I do it so often that it's even noteworthy. What am I writing? No, us. Your question is incorrect, seeing as I'm not the one who's writing anything. It's my hand. It moves by itself. Every time I have the premonition of a catastrophe, my fingers themselves scribe a future into this notebook. I've been keeping it a secret because this power, if put in the wrong hands, could be used for evil. Catastrophe? Wait a second. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Catastrophe? How? Am I in danger? My friend's verbosity suddenly accelerates within a second. Meanwhile, I open the notebook and read what I had just written, then turn my gaze away and bite my lip. Hey! I don't like that face! What did you just read? I hope it's done something harmful to me! And that very moment, I shiver. It was as if lightning had struck me. With no control over my body, I write a short sentence on a new page and then rip it out as the premonition finishes. Okay, now you're really freaking me out. What did you write? I can't tell you. Hand it over! Oz snatches the cramped sheet of paper away from me. Finally, while trying to keep a composure that he clearly lacks, he reads it. Contents. The time is quickly approaching. Something worse than death will hunt you down. Eh? I only touched your shoulder. Why did you jump? How are my favorite guys? I've got good news. What kind of premonition is this, CR? Well, I wrote about something worse than death and then Ziva came along. I think it hit the mark. What are you talking about? And why do I get the feeling that it isn't good? Let's not get into the details. CR was writing in his notebook again and I wanted to know what it was, since he never tells us. Ziva moves her gaze from Oz to me, blinding me with a sparkle shimmering her eyes so brightly that it resembles a lighthouse. Oh, so Andy was compulsively writing in his notebook again. Can I see what you wrote to, huh? Can I? She tries to steal my pocket-sized notebook by jumping on me, but since I'm used to her trying this kind of thing, I manage to evade her in time and hide it away in my back pocket. Hands off, Sigmund Freud. Gee, it's so unfair. If you won't show it to me, then your treatment will never progress, Andy. Don't be deceived by her charm and appeal. Ziva Shani is one of the most dangerous species in the entire world, according to 9 out of 10 experts. While most of my fellow fauna will tell you the opposite since they are all madly in love with her, to me, she was nothing more than a headache. I mean, just take a look at her. It's like she's straight out of an RPG with those clothes. But since she's attractive, everyone just turns a blind eye. If I had to describe her, I'd say she's a wannabe psychologist with a touch of insidiousness and deceit, who has also been determined to ruin my life since the very first moment we met earlier this year. Her dream is to go to college and focus on the studies of the human mind, and what better practice than experimenting with mine first. Yeah. Somehow she found out about my habit of scribbling my notebook, which she described as interesting, and hasn't stopped bugging me since. She decided I'd be her test subject. Not a week goes by where she doesn't try to psychoanalyze me or fish my paper scraps out of the trash and read them. Even worse, sometimes she tries to steal my notebook, so she can discover its secrets. Okay, I want to know what's in that notebook as well. At least now she calls me by my surname. Before that I was just patient to her. The only thing that needs to be treated is your head, Ziva. Well, what were you going to say before you attacked me? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I snuck into the teacher's lounge and gave them my biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes so I could pacify them and blah blah blah. They only gave me the usual speech and sent me away. Aren't I lucky? Well, that should have been expected. It wasn't that bad. I guess I won't be scolded again this time either. I like that idea in this game. I think that's the first time I actually see this. That when the person doesn't speak, it goes a little into the shadow, and when when the person speaks, it gets the light. It's an easy trick, but it's pretty cool, and well, big plus for doing something like that for sure. Huh? I was talking about you guys, just me. Then what part of that exactly do you call good news? I thought you'd be happy for me, Engine. I didn't expect you to react so selfishly. Come on, they can't be that hard on us. If they let Ziva get away with it, then our fate will probably be the same. We've done worse things day after day and nothing has ever happened, right? Yeah, but this time it was all the master plan of this lady right here, who also insisted on participating in one of our operations with us. And she doesn't even care what happens to her comrades now. Seriously. That explains why Ziva would participate with us in all of this, but... It was you who owed me one, Engine, so stop complaining. Plus, I was just messing with you. I wanted to hang out to dry. Hang you out to dry? You don't have to worry about anything. The substitute is angry, but the rest of the staff didn't really take it seriously. The only thing you've got to do now is apologize to her and shed some crocodile tears to show how very sorry you are, and you're finished. See how easy it is? I can't believe you don't trust me, Andiel. You have such little faith in me. Little to none. Anyways, that was the bare minimum we could have done since you were involved, so stop grumbling. I did help you, Paul, so we want a favor in turn. Can you come with me too? Request denied. No favors. Gee. Come on, what's with the long faces? Remember how in less than a month finals begin. Let's fighting and more having a good time so we can leave this place with good impression, okay? By the way, Ziva, what kind of favor did he owe you, if you don't mind me asking? I think this is the first time I've heard of CR owing anyone a favor without a bad something being involved. Hell, not too long ago he wouldn't do anything unless there was a bet involved. Oh, it was nothing. I just asked my uncle if he knew about a certain package since he works at the post office. Speaking of which, you never did tell me what that was about. You told me you'd explain it another time. I fold my arms in and raise an eyebrow, resigning myself to answer despite my clear lack of interest. It's kind of bad anecdote, but I guess we have the time anyways. Both Oz and Ziva look at me expectantly. Their interest can't be more apparent. I initially resist but end up yielding to the pressure. Alright, I tell you everything, but I'm warning you, it's just a depressing love story. A love story! You don't have to tell the entire world, you know. I wasn't aware that my young and pure Ciaran has already become a man. It must have been due to my benevolent influence. Tell me, what kind of person is willing to put you up with your eccentricity, companero mio? I always have to put up with you and I don't complain. Quit joking around. But you complain every single day. Could you please stop beating around the bush? Okay, straight to the point. I get it. I clean my throat before starting. Let's see. It all started this one night. I was inside my warm and comfortable room. But your room is pixie. I've seen it. Warm and comfortable, as I said. I was surfing the tortuous streams of the internet when my eyes fell upon a small ad hidden under millions of shitty posts on a shitty forum. That's when I saw her, the most beautiful of all muses, the most lovely of all creatures in this calamitous world we're forced to live in. A super rare limited edition figurine, carved by God himself! Don't tell me that you fell in love with figurine. You're dead, monsieur. You hear me? Dead. It was limited edition, okay? That changes everything. What is wrong with you? Are you going to let me finish or what? Not even memories are respected nowadays. You humans disgust me. For heaven's sake, can you please just finish? As I was saying, tribulations soon came to pass. Price, loads and money. Its price, much like its charm, went beyond the realm of reason. However, I didn't let that stop me. For my love of those 4 inches of hard, solid, shapely plastic outweighed the death kneel stomped my wallet. Although I had now condemned my soul to future insecurities, my heart was aflutter with grace and I hit purchase. Now I see where all of this is going. Huh? Seriously? Well, he never got his delivery, that's why he asked me if I could ask my uncle to check it out. But it does make sense. Couldn't you just ask the post office yourself? Here's the problem. I didn't order it under my name. I bought it with my dad's credit card, without him knowing about it, kind of. So I can't even pick it up. That's the drama I've imposed upon myself right now. You can leave your snack rats and tissues in the garbage to your left. Thank you very much. Now a round of applause. You stole your father's credit card. What a model son you are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, you know. I regretted it afterwards. I plan on paying him back, but I can't do anything if they lost the package. The weirdest thing is how on the website I ordered it from, the shipping manager instantly indicated that it was delivered, signed for and everything. How is that even possible? I don't know, but there's another mystery. Boss, your phone is one of those high-tech ones with the internet stuff, right? Can you lend it to me? Sure, give it a minute. Don't tell me you don't have internet on this day and age, Indian. My phone was more useful as a hammer than for communicating. Look at the biceps I got from carrying that thing around. The truth is that it broke not long ago and now I gotta buy a new one. But I'm lazy and in no hurry. I'll get a new one when a sale comes around. What an old-timer. How is it impossible for someone to live without a smartphone nowadays? It is possible. It really is possible. So I'm also using this. Alright, you can come back to the future and die now, McFly. Don't try to reason with him, Ziva. He's lost cause. Here we go, sir. Do you know how to use it? Austin shows me enough to check my email with just like I asked him to. I enter my email address and password please on the touchpad and open the very first email in my inbox before presenting the screen to my classmates. Is that a treat? The email says the following. From Harry H, whatever the mail, to CR Indian, okay? Indian? I don't know. Subject not for everybody. Can a figurine really come to life and disappear? If you want to know the truth, go find it. This Monday, after class, come to the playground in the deserted neighborhood. Good luck making your first decision. I'm going! I don't even need to think, I'm going! After both of them read it, I hand the phone back to its owner while he's still in shock. What's this supposed to mean? That's what I'd like to know. It's almost like someone's changing me to a duel. This is insane, you're that figurine, you didn't kill anybody, right? A lot of people, every single day. I haven't been a professional hitman for the last 13 years for nothing. Eh? Don't look at me like that, of course I haven't. Yet. So who's this Harry H, if I may ask? Don't ask me, I don't know any Harrys, not to mention that he used one of those 3D images that anybody can create, so there is really no way for me to know. What are you going to do? I can see the police investigating the kidnapping of a plastic figurine. It must be some kind of joke. Some internet friend must have known about it and decided to pull a prank on me. You're just going to ignore it? Of course, I'm not stupid. Aren't you, Chris? I'd like to take a peek, but I wouldn't want to go alone either, just in case. I can live without knowing. I'm just upset that someone would pull a prank like this after my loss. Doesn't anybody respect true love these days? That's the problem with you. At the end, everything outside of your comfort zone bothers you. Preparing a surprise party for you must be hell. If it's just a joke, then you should laugh about it. Maybe even go there. It could be fun. What could go wrong, eh? Figurine may come to life, according to the maid. Alright, I have nothing against surprise, but when nothing goes my way, then of course it's gonna upset me. Anyways, how did you manage to turn this into an impromptu therapy session? Just so you know, I hate you. Therapy? What makes you think that? In fact, you can change subjects and talk about something more interesting. For instance, did you notice that during that anecdote you shared with us, you display symptoms of kleptomania, compulsive buying disorder, and paraphilia? And you don't have a smartphone. That's the worst part by far. I don't have a cell phone, so I don't have to talk to you outside of school. And why do you care? The important thing is however it goes wrong for me and you aren't helping. Well, we've killed enough time here. We should probably head back to the classroom now. With the intention of leaving before Ziva has the chance to toss me on a couch, Oz stops me with a question. Hey, CR, before we go, I'd like to know one thing. If that notebook doesn't make your clairvoyant, what does? I chuckle in response. I write 2 short notes on the different pages and I tear them off, handing the first one to Oz. I give you a hint. It isn't actually clairvoyance, but something similar. I pat him on the arm, bidding him farewell and leaving him behind as he reads the note out loud in a hushed voice. You don't have to flirt with Ziva while I'm looking away. What do you mean? This is more like advice than a premonition, and bad advice at that. Did you say my name? Did you write something about me? Let me see, maybe I can come up with some symptoms and the shows using my deductive abilities. Speaking of symptoms, how are yours, Ziva? What do you mean? That love sickness you suffered during our little play. It's possible that you suffered some after effects, you know, and I just so happen to know of good remedy. Oh, now Ozzy is delirious, that's good. We'll treat that some other time, okay? Ziva walks away, leaving the lone reject behind as he puts his hands in his pockets and sighs. It's then that he finds the second scrap of paper that I wrote, which I had slipped into his right pocket without him noticing. Because should turn you down anyways. Impossible! It's unfair that you can predict these things, CR. You've won this time. Alright. Alright, we have the break here, so... break between the scenes, so let's end the episode here. It is kind of interesting, to be honest. I really wonder what this will be about, like, in the future. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode of 1000 Lines, the first one, and well, hopefully we can see each other in the second one as well. Bye bye.